All right, welcome back to our coaching network again. I am Pat Curran. Super excited today to have Kingsley here from Optimum Grading, one of my really good partners. And I mean, we're talking about the product beforehand. I've seen it a bunch, but super excited to have you walk us through this again. Um, I don't know if I could say names in this, but tell me about how you're talking to NFL teams and all the way down to the high school level and what it can do at all levels in between. I was going to say the team names, but I don't know. I don't know if that's allowed to be public, but anyway, super excited for you and the product, and I will shut up and let you kind of walk us through this. Super excited. Thank you again for joining us.
It's a pleasure to be on this call. I wanted to pretty much just inform people that, hey, we have a tool out there that works at every level of football, from high school on up to the pros. The biggest thing that is doing at the high school level is helping with player development and the recruiting. Historically, high school kids are putting together highlights, right? And that's what they send to college coaches. We have NIL, we have the transfer portal, the house settlement. They need more than highlights, to showcase their potentials. Our software tracks everything. It tracks the good, the bad, the ugly. It essentially creates an on-field transcript report that they can send to college coaches. The beauty of it is that we built our technology so that when they send it to a college coach, even if they're not our customers, those college coaches can verify whatever's on that transcript report by just clicking on anything in there, right? This is a fully customizable software. So, at the college level, what it does is it helps with player development. But also, as I mentioned, with the house settlement, now coaches have a tool where they can now track players' performance. Am I getting my return on this investment? Because we have to compensate the players, right? It keeps everything transparent. When you send reports to the players can see, hey, if you say, Johnny, you missed 2 tackles this game, but you were misaligned half of the time. Johnny can click on his alignment, his negative alignment. It'll pull up those clips for him where he can dive in and actually see, what he did right or wrong. Before really getting into at the pro level, we do have 2 teams right now that are interested that are going to start in the fall. And, I'll announce them in the fall, as we get everything situated. But to walk everyone through the software, this is a fully customizable software. This software is designed to answer any question regarding your player's on-field performance beyond stats, right? Stats alone can be misleading. A lot of times when I talk to coaches, I tell them, if I threw out there, hey, I had a wide receiver this game, he had 5 catches, 120 yards, and 2 touchdowns. As soon as I bring that up, everybody automatically assume, man, he had an awesome game, right? Those stats are unbelievable. However, what if I told you that he played 55 snaps? There were 10 plays where he was misaligned. There were 5 critical plays where he used the wrong technique, which hurt the outcome of the play, right? He blew his assignment a few times. There were 15 plays where he just didn't give good effort at all. So this software captures the entire body of work to go along with those stats. Because along with those stats right there, in those 5 catches, one of those plays could have been a blown coverage on defense where, he scored a touchdown and it was 80 yards that he gained on that play, right? So our software will show the complete picture. Now I'm going to dive into it real quick. Won't go through any of the setup process, but essentially, like at the top of the screen, you'll see that coaches can grade offense, defense, as well as special teams. When they come in here to grade their game, they can grade games or practices. If they select the game here, it's going to pull up all of this data. The data is coming from the breakdown. The software works with Catapult, DV Sport, Huddle, Quick Cut, whatever video source they have. They pull everything right in here. So now the coaches will simply come in here and say, "Hey, I want to grade this position group." Again, if I'm a position coach, I'm only going to see the position that I've been assigned to evaluate. If I want to grade the O line here, I click on the O line. Right now it shows that the guys in green are guys that I already had on this play here. I click on start. It'll take me right to the grading screen. Right. This is a tool now that allows coaches to watch film and evaluate the players all on the same screen. It's fully customizable. Everything is already weighed ahead of time. That way, if I'm grading a player and I make a selection, let's say his footwork was bad on this play, technique was bad on this play, he missed his block, right? The software is automatically tracking everything. It's automatically creating cut-ups, but it's also giving the players a grade right then and there, right? Coaches can leave comments for the players. They can even predefine a list of comments so they don't have to type it out, right? And it'll fill the comment box out. This software is right now is tracking everything. If you notice that I clicked on, negative footwork or minus technique, there's a cut up automatically being created at that point for the coaches, so they don't have to go back and find, this information. When coaches are done grading, literally it's just radio buttons, check boxes, comments. They move on to the next play, right? It carries the players over to the next play. They're automatically being graded in the plus minus categories. That way, the coaches do not have to hit plus minus all over the place. We have ways where you can swap out an entire position group with a click of a button. You can also swap out an individual player with the click of a button, right? That player comes in for that play. He'll stay there going forward until the coaches make a change. When the coaches are done grading, this is where the fun happens, right? We want to see the outcome of how the players are performing. We have a whole bunch of reports in here. I'm only going to go over a couple of them. I'll show you what I mean. Coach report breaks it down one play at a time for the coaches. A lot of times coaches want to know, man, who are the culprits? How come this play didn't work? This report automatically does that. It's going to show them on every single play, their play call, the jersey numbers of the players that did something positive in production on that play, the jersey numbers of the players that did something negative in production. As I mentioned, everything ties back to film. If I want to know what did 18 do wrong on this play, we ran money right. Money right should have worked on this play. We had the perfect look. It didn't work. I can just click on the jersey number. It takes me right to that play where I can watch the video and see that player's assessment all on the same screen. Same thing as when you send the reports to the players. They have the ability to also watch the video and see how you broke them down on that play. So we keep everything transparent, right? If there's any a question that a player has about something negative a coach put on a play, they literally just click on their jersey numbers when they get the report, and it'll pull up the film for them. Now, I'll show you how deep we can get into reports. Okay, let's run a report. We call it the grading report here. This is a report where we're going to break it down by the defensive line. You can run it on individual games, multiple games, or you can select like the entire season. So we're going to look at player performance for the entire season. When we run this report here, first it's going to break it down and show us how the unit's performing. A lot of times coaches want to know how the unit's performing overall. If we focus on one player, we can measure him to the unit. We can see, is he playing at the level of the unit or not, right? Especially when it comes to player compensation. Is this guy helping us win or not? So we can see how the unit is performing as a whole. We can break it down and show you how this kid is performing overall, but then also versus the pass or the run. Everything in here links back to film. This is what I was talking about earlier. If we click on the first numbers in these categories, it'll pull up the positive plays. If I want to go over every play where his technique was bad on a pass play, I'm going to click on the 163 here. It gives me a list of every game and the play number. And right from here, I can say I want to load them all up. I can review them. College coaches can send these to NFL scouts and coaches. It'll help them better evaluate the players. High school coaches can send these to college coaches. They can follow the kid, throughout the course of the season to see how that kid is performing. Now, what makes this report even more dangerous is that we allow teams to run reports on any breakdown data category they have. Here's a list of all of my breakdown headers here. If I wanted to know specifically how's this kid performing in the first half of every game this season, I'm going to select when quarter equals 1 and 2. All of this information is coming in from my breakdown data. If I want to know, but specifically when the ball was on the left hash, I'm going to go hash equals left. I also want to know when the offense ran inside zone versus us, right? So we can dive in as deep as we want. And lastly, my front, because this is a defensive lineman. So I want to say when front equals over. Okay. We apply that filter right here, pulls up, there's 12 plays right there. He's got a missed tackle. MTP minus just make the play minus. He has a bust, he has a assisted tackle. Now we want to go over the missed tackle, just click on the missed tackle. It'll tell us what game, what play number, we can dive in right away. So you can see we're saving coaches a ton of time because our software can literally answer any question. There was the missed tackle right there. Any question they want to know about the player's performance. They can do that through, their breakdown data. I'll even add one more to this. I have a category where I keep track of the weather for each game. So I want to add on when weather equals fair or windy day, right? There's 4 plays right there. We can watch all 4. We can click on anything in here to pull up those clips, right? So this is a tool that, as you can see, saving coaches a lot of time. One other report I'll get into is the transcript report, okay? This report right here is all high school players need. No need to put together highlights anymore. They can send this directly to college coaches, and those college coaches can verify everything on here. As you can see on the top of the screen, it has the player's information. Now, the college coaches are going to know, hey, can this kid even get into our school? Is it worthy to even look at this kid? It has the player's information, measurables. All of these are links that they can click on. It pulls that stuff up right away. The beauty of this report is everything is verifiable. Like I said, if I'm a college coach, I get this report. I want to go over all 313 plays he played. Just click on 313. It'll pull up every play for me. I can load them all up and watch them. If they want to go over just run plays or pass plays, they can click on these to pull up those plays to go over them. You can see right here that the software is going to show the overall grade that he has, but also how is he performing on run plays versus pass plays. And then to the right of it, we allow the college coaches or whoever the recipient is to see what categories was this kid even evaluated on. He was evaluated on his alignment, decision making, technique, effort, and production. This is a quarterback. We also let them know how these categories were weighed so they know that alignment was not like 90% of the overall grade, right? His alignment grade is 100%, but it's only 5% of the overall grade. Decision making was 35%, production was 35%. Now, let's say I want to go over every play where he had poor decision making. I'm just going to come up here, click on this 313. It pulls up every play where his decision making was bad this year, right? And we can go over it. This is a play right here where he's reading at the end right here. You'll see that the end is coming down pretty fast. This is a play where he should have pulled it, right? Should have pulled it. He didn't pull it. So when the player gets the report or the college coach or whoever's looking at this, they can see how that kid was evaluated. So instead of just watching film, you can see the complete evaluation all on the same screen. Now, this transcript report is a two-page report, automatically gets generated by our system from the coaches simply grading play after play. Down here is going to break it down from game to game. How did he perform from game to game? All right. If I want to go over the entire game, I'm just going to click on the opponent. It'll pull up a list of every play he played in that game. I can then watch it. Underneath that, you'll see that it shows the player's production, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything. Again, everything is verifiable. We can click on the 4 interceptions. It tells us what game and play number. We can watch them right from here. Underneath that, the software is going to also track the player's strengths and weaknesses, right? These are all links that can be verified. And then when you go into the roster, the coaches can leave an overall summary of how do they think the kid played for them this year? How do they think he's going to do at the next level, right? And right from here, they can send it right to whatever coach they want to send it to. So you can see that this software it's a game changer at every level. Now, this software is called Optimum 360. We have a new software also called Prospect Edge. Prospect Edge is a tool where, Pylon 7-on-7 football, we have a partnership with them. They're going to start using this tool to start evaluating all of the kids that attend their 7-on-7 camps. But this software is built for players themselves. So, if a team's using our software and they want their kids to self-evaluate, they can sign up, for a single user account, which is, $9.99 a month. And they can grade themselves all season long. Grading is very simple, just like our other software. They'll come in here and to tell the software, hey, for the wide receivers, I want to evaluate them on these categories here, right? I want to, and then they can weigh the categories based on importance. When they go and grade, all it is plus minuses, right? So let's say they were grading this tournament here, wide receiver, they select, whatever wide receiver it was. They'll come in here. It's just plus minus. It's very, very simple. You know what I mean? You can come in here. Hey, on play one, did I do this? Did I do that right? Go to the next play. The software is going to generate a report for them, which then they can compare their report to their coaches, right? And they can see, hey, is everything aligned, right? Is everything aligned? They'll see what they're doing well, what they're struggling in, what do they need to do to get better. They'll see their feedback that they, the self-evaluation that they gave them. And then it'll help them with player development. So, you can see that, maybe between our two platforms, it's a game changer at every level, and we just have the tools that coaches around the country right now are going crazy about because every coach watch films, every coach watch film. Now they can track every bit of detail as they watch film, you know. So, yep, that's what we have for, for coaches. It's a game changer.
Yeah, like you said too. Any way you can get a slight edge too and learn more about your player to be able to teach them better and have your player to be able to send to college coaches and whatnot. Only question I have, this was great stuff, and again, appreciate you jumping on with us, is best way for coaches and or players to reach out to get more information
Yep.
specifically.
I always tell them go to optimumgrading.com, right? And then just schedule a demo, right? It'll tie into our calendars. Just schedule a demo. We haven't come across a coach that's taken a demo, used the software that said, "Man, I don't like the software." Everybody it's saying it's a game changer. Funny thing is, I have some coaches where they refuse to even tell other coaches about it. They say, "Hey, you know what? This is our little secret." I
That's
have
that
a
edge piece I'm talking about. Yeah.
yeah, I have a team on the south side of Chicago right now, and this coach is telling me, man, I want Optimum Grading to do well in 49 states, but in Illinois, I don't want you guys to, get in the hands of anybody else. So,
Right.
yeah, it's a game changer. But yeah, go here, schedule a demo. We'll hop on, we'll show the teams, and go over every bit of detail in the software and kind of, answer any questions that may come up from them.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate you jumping on.
Thanks a lot, Pat. Appreciate it.